as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the Houston Texans. This fielded at the 2.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Benardrick McKinney there to make the stop.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Bridgewater now. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is, when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
Hey, let's get this. He's checking.
The first carry now for Tony Pollard. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
Mike, this is it. 19. Check, Mike 42. Here we go. Down and go.
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. It's a gain of 4, but they're still looking up here at a tough 3rd and 11.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Come on, boy. You better be ready. Don't be scared of it. Open the board. Down and go.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he hits his target. It's Kenny Stills. And he's got this down to the 35. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
And we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got us a turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
I'm going back to you. I'm going back.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Watson. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down. Now keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first quarter pick that time.
But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball is thrown. We had an expression when I played. It was called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball in the air, break on the football. Go make a play and accumulate those interceptions.
Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games. Well, it can be... Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And the Vikings pick up the football. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect
him. No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
A first down carry for Barkley. And an alley to run. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. They just do get the play off. Now Bridgewater. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Emmanuel Ogbah showing his strength and quickness there. A loss of 4. Third and goal for Bridgewater. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Anthony Brown. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. 20, 10. And this will be a touchdown. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tent.
That's your boy Old Mo. You said momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now Saquon Barkley. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Minnesota.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Watch one. We're pretty quiet, G. We're pretty quiet.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Let's go.
Vikings, nothing.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
Keep tight end.
It's Barkley on the counter, and he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up third down. 3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. They go play action. Bridgewater. Open man is Ross, complete. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll be 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now it's Watson. And this one complete to Will Fuller. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it successfully on that play.
Mike 42, Mike 42.
To throw again on 2nd down. Watson flushed out right. Looking long for Westbrook. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning it into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Following the interception, here's Bridgewater. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. On 1st down, Barkley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Bridgewater. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. They'll try to run for it with Barkley, and he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time. To throw is Bridgewater. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Saquon Barkley, his 11th touchdown of the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point good by Gostkowski, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36.
At their own 36-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Buying time to his left. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half.
Switch it, come here, switch it. Mike. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
The final shot before the break. Watson being chased out left. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set and ready to go for the second half. 1 touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. This one fielded at the 5. Oh, look at the juke. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Well, you had all halftime to think about what you wanted to do to start the second half. They came out with a big one.
Does that not beg the question? What was happening in the other locker room at halftime? Was that the one play they didn't cover as a possibility? Because they just gave up a big, big gain.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
30-64.
Out of the gun, Watson. And Stills bringing it in. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 32-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Hey! Safe! 26! Check! Fresno!
They'll run with Pollard. And some room to work. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Houston. Tony Pollard, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Texans have taken the lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Extra point good by Prater, and that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point, but it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. From the 29, Bridgewater. And that's caught inside the 35. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 11th touchdown of the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Gostkowski with the extra point, and we are tied at 14. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
That's their own 25-yard line.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And these two teams have traded touchdowns so far with their first possessions here in the 3rd quarter, so we're right back to where we started at intermission.
Yeah, how about that? Tied at the half, tied after the first 2 drives of the third quarter, 1 for each. That tells me that someone's defense has got to step up and make a big play and try and change the momentum of this game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
In your face.
25, check 25, check 25.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Reset, 19. Check, 42's the mark. Quarterback, don't get nervous now.
Now on 2nd and 13, Watson. It's complete to Fuller. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3.
Motion, motion, motion. Check number 4.
They'll try and run for it here. It's Coleman. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first.
Mike set, 19. Check, Mike 42. Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball. Mike 59, Mike 31. 24. Down and go.
On 1st down, Watson. It's complete. Stills. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter.
Check, check, lucky.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Watson. This one complete to Coleman. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Now here's Pollard. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive line.
And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Tony Pollard, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter. Now Prater to add the PAT. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Ready.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3-and-out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
22 by 22. You don't want none, baby. You don't want none. Hey, you don't want to see me.
2nd and 5 now. Bridgewater. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
42. Come on. You better bring it. Hey, 59. 42's much. 42's much. Crunch time, defense. Mike 42. Mike 42. Hey, 59.
After the interception, here's Watson. Dancing to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Robert Quinn has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Steps away to his left. That is incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
And they had an extra defensive back on the field on that play, and the coverage was excellent. He tried to pull it down and run for it, but they rallied to him and kept him short of a 1st down.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And he'll find some room to get this up to about the 14. DJ Reader there on the tackle.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Now on 2nd and 16, Bridgewater forced out to his left. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Throwing is Bridgewater. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, Bridgewater. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. J.J. Watt has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
It's a gain of 4, but they're still looking up here at a tough 3rd and 11.
It's a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Now a desperation throw deep down. And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And a very good return as he'll take it all the way up to the 40-yard line. Agreed, that's twice now in this 4th quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first.
Touchdown, Houston. Tony Pollard, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year. And the Texans push further out in front. Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That 3rd one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Bridgewater to throw it. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Former Buckeye first-rounder Garyon Conley there to knock that away.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. A 2nd down throw for Bridgewater. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
On play action, it's Bridgewater. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there, hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call. And you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all that yardage. That would be a big play.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that one.
They're down to none?
Yes, exactly right.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Going to run again here with Pollard. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense